Take two, motherfucker. Woo! You know what? We had such a fun time just now. I dry scooped some G Fuel in preparation for this second take. That way I was extra wired. Because the only the real ones know that dry scooping any supplement, it puts it way quicker into your bloodstream. Also, you need to share your screen, Riveter, as well. Just a little heads up. Nah, not really. Not really. So, resident hallway monitor stream here. How you doing today, chat? Hope you are well. We got 3 different donations in the 17 minutes of fuckery that we had going on. We got a $5 tip from Mike Hunt. We got a $5 tip from Nick G. I'm not saying that, you fucking dickhead. And then we got $1 tip from Harry Sachs. Thank you guys for the money. I'm so sorry that money towards a show that was like very short-lived, but here we are back again, ready to knock it out of the park. Let's go. It's time for the show. You privated the stream. I swear, JFA, if you're fucking with me right now, I swear to God. All right, if we get $100 dono on private. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. Complete fabrication. It did not happen. It's kind of like Europe. It doesn't exist. It's just it's a government conspiracy that they want you to believe.
Same way with the birds, dude. Same with the birds.
What? Oh, the spy birds. Yeah, they
yeah, exactly.
They got cameras in their heads, and they're gonna tell the government what you're up to. So. Nerdy John. We're graced by the presence of a YouTube rising star. Welcome to the show, Nerdy John. How many subs you got now?
Almost 112. Like 100. I'm sorry, not 112. 1,200. Yeah.
There you go, man. Good. Congrats.
Well, how long I was muted to the damn audience? What the fuck? Oh, people couldn't hear my mic. I swear to God, this new system I got is really, really cool. The problem is, and this is something that we learned way back when I started tech school, right? Because I'm actually a technician, IT person. I know computers and shit, right? What this one thing they told me is you have to be smarter than what you're working on. But guess what, folks? I'm dumb as hell.
We're both two fucking chuckleheads. Like it's truly a miracle that we've gotten this far in our very short-lived broadcasting career. Yeah. So the fact that we're like getting donations is just wild to me because frankly we could do a lot better.
So exactly, and we appreciate anybody that wants to, Yes. So we're going to do.
I imagine that they're laughing at some point at just this us trying so hard and being so woefully inept. Yeah, and that's why they donate.
So like when Tommy gets donations when he's late.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I think what I'm going to do here is I can replay the donos, right, so that people get so that. Mr. Harry, Mr. Nick, and Mr. Mike don't feel like they were in any way gypped. So here we go. We'll do the first one that came in today.
All right, let's get it.
So anyway, it says, who are we harassing today? Hat change. That was from Harry.
All right, hat change. I'll get your hat change.
Yeah, and then Nick says, guess who's back from the slammer? Why is your audio messed up? Well, the reason why our audio was messed up was because we have someone who's not smart enough to know what the hell is going on. So that's part of it. Lastly, we have Mike. He says, sometimes a man knows when to cash his chips in and dip. Better luck next show. Well, exactly. There's some truth to that, Mike. And we did cash our chips in, regrouped, and I found what the problem was. It took me a minute, but I did find the issue and I got it resolved. So,
yeah, I just called River. I was like, end it. I was just like, this is painful. I was like, it's torturous.
This is painful.
We'll start over.
And here's the thing, guys. Like, maybe 2 to 3 minutes after I ended it, I found the problem. So
Yeah, go figure, right? But then you don't want that 20-minute gap in the beginning for the fucking viewer to just sit there like, oh, really?
yeah, that's true. So,
Dude, I love how one of your viewers' names is Cotton Candy Keem.
yeah,
It's amazing. That's a new viewer. We haven't seen them type in chat. Well, maybe they're not a new viewer, but I certainly haven't seen them type in chat before.
So anyway, so
Welcome to the
let's get into the whole that is.
Yeah, what are we talking about today? I forget
Okay.
because of all the fuckery. You don't even remember the topic.
All right, so we had somebody in the previous stream was giving us grief saying we were hall monitoring.
Oh, that's my favorite viewer. He loves me.
Yeah, he loves
Surf
you.
the
Yes.
Jigs. Yeah,
Surf
he
the-
just
anyway.
thinks I'm the sweetest man on earth because he's like my number one fan, I think, other than the Savvy Blackbird.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to be talking about the. Let's see if it's going to pull up. Is it going to remember this? Yay! Okay. So, so we're going to be talking about this this issue that recently just happened with this small little YouTuber by the name of IShowSpeed, who recently passed 10 million subs. Just a small little creator. Now, this guy has had some other run-ins, right? Or had some other infamous moments. The one that sticks out in my mind most recently was when he set off the Pikachu firework on top of a mound of fireworks on top of his bed inside his house.
Oh, he's that guy?
He's
that
that
was hilarious.
guy.
That video is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. That is him.
Okay.
So, anyway, he was doing a stream the other day, and from what I've seen out there, supposedly he was running, I think they call it the John Swan sex mod for Minecraft. And
John Swan would be the one giving, not receiving.
jeez. Anyway, he was running this sex mod, and so here's a little clip of that. We can't show it all because of the hypocrisy that is YouTube. See,
Right.
because at the end of the little clip here, it shows a cartoon penis.
Yeah,
Now-
pretty like specifically detailed.
Yeah,
cartoon
but it's just I mean, it's not even like a second. It's like maybe a frame or two, right? It's so I mean,
Well,
it's just
It's a, we'll get to it. But let's.
well. Anyway, so let's
Away we go.
away we go. Yeah, come on.
Also, why would you
Shit
sit
wet, say
shirtless
it
like
again.
that?
Yo, how do I put
Go to
this
this
full
company.
screen, bro?
Oh, well, okay. In his defense,
I would get so
if-
sweaty. I would
all
get
right.
so sweaty.
But okay, you're what, in your 20s, like mid-20s, right?
It's so sweet of you to say that. Yes.
Okay, Nerdy John is barely out of puberty.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a middle-aged obese person that really has no business talking about anything. So
So true.
And so, if with that being said, if you're young and he's fairly physically fit, why not? I mean, why not? So
No. Only like I'm wearing a tank top right now, and I'm like but like the only reason is I was just saying like I've gamed shirtless before, and it's like
Yeah.
2 or 3 minutes in, I get really sweaty and uncomfortable, and I have to put a shirt on.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we just got
Oh my
another.
god, Nerdy John tipped $1.
Nerdy John tipped us, says your audio is acting up again. No, fuck off with your shit, okay? I'm already sensitive about that shit, right? So,
Was it
anyway,
actually you, John, or is it?
hell no, Nerdy John ain't spending $1. Not only is he a selfish fucking lover, every piece of shekel that he gets, he keeps to himself. He ain't donating nothing. Let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something about Nerdy John. Now, I like Nerdy John, right? But Nerdy John is not going to. He's not going to spend the $5 to be a sub to support a streamer on Twitch. He's not going to spend the $5 to become a member of anybody's YouTube channel. He's not going to boost a Discord server so he can get a. I don't. No. That's not Nerdy John. Nerdy John guards his shekels like a dragon over its hoard, right?
Like Smaug, yeah.
Hey, you know, Riveter, you know my channel's dying, so like I have to keep every shekel that I can.
I understand. It's a dying channel, and that's just the way it
Nerdy
is.
John Goldstein.
There you go.
Yeah.
Are you studying to be a lawyer, John? Is that
Oh, I am actually. I am.
yeah.
So anyway, let's
I invited you guys to my cousin's bar mitzvah. I hope you guys can come.
To bat mitzvah? So you're not a Jew. You would have said bat mitzvah. So how did you sell? Billy?
all right. So I'm gonna fast forward on to this stream a little bit because it's 13 minutes long, and I'm not. Anyway, here we go.
The music too loud? Oh, yeah, you're right. Let me turn down the music.
Okay. So
It was a little too loud.
Yeah, it was a little too loud. So yeah. Crank that on down. There you go.
Gosh. Still too loud, goddamn.
It's still too loud. Yeah, crank that on about 50%. There you go. Hey, maybe you're all right.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Now here you go. You see, this is how many. This is how many
About to
subs.
break
right?
10 mil.
Okay, so
About to break 10 mil.
yeah, this is his sub count, right? He's at almost 10 million, right? This is how many people are watching him live. 72,000 people are watching this cat live.
That's insane. That's
It's
Yeah,
it's
he
hugely insane.
averages. He averages anywhere from 50 to 100K.
Live streamers, live viewers.
Yeah,
See,
yeah. 50,
Yeah.
50,000 to 100,000. That's his average.
It's like PewDiePie live stream numbers. That's so wild.
Yeah,
And this dude only recently became popular in the past 2 years, and it was thanks to everyone sharing out his outrageous clips on TikTok.
Yeah.
Well, he's certainly a viral media genius, that's for sure, and knows how to fucking work the algorithm.
he is an entertaining dude. 100%, he is an entertaining dude. Yeah.
Sure.
I did it.
Is that like his football picture or something? Oh, all right. That's this is Minecraft, I guess.
Yeah. This is okay. So this is where he's finding the little NPC person or whatever, right? Watch his facial expressions. His facial expressions are just off the chart.
Oh my god. Oh.
And I don't know if you
Oh god. Oh, oh my god.
It's fucking stupid.
but anyway, he goes on
This
and
is the shit I used to watch when I was in like high school on YouTube. Like,
yeah. So anyway, so a little bit later on in the stream, he shows here where he's interacting, and it shows here, okay, this is what it costs for the different acts.
Oh, so
and-
like Grand Theft Auto. Okay. Got it.
yeah, exactly. It's Grand Theft Auto. It's Grand Theft Auto for Minecraft. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so here's the deal, right?
What's the deal?
I don't give a shit. Honestly, truly. Here's my before we get into the whole Jake Lucky, the Keemstar, the Bo Blacks, all that shit, right? Here's my problem with this deal, right?
All right.
So at the end of this little clip here, like I say, we can't show it because we don't want Big Mama Susan coming and slapping us on the wrist or anything. It shows for like a frame, and actually, Banana had to say, because we were watching this off, getting ready for where he goes, that showed a penis. I was like, get the fuck, no, it didn't. And I actually had to slow it down and go like almost frame by frame. And yeah, it showed a penis. It showed a little cartoon penis. Okay.
We saw that. We saw that on Dave. Dave didn't show the penis.
Yeah.
But we saw the clip and I was like, Jesus.
Can't show the penis.
Can't show a penis. But now here's what we can show on YouTube, right? And I verified this before the stream. If I want to go watch somebody have different models of dildos shoved up their ass and try to judge between is it a dildo or is it an actual real penis, you can go watch that. That's live. It's still up here on YouTube. You can go watch it. Now, they do have
We covered this.
Yes, they have they have a discrete little screen where you can actually see the insertion going on, but they show these dildos on screen. So my question is this: what is the difference between showing a cartoon penis or showing a dildo, other than the fact the dildo is real? It's a real object. What is the difference? Am I missing something here?
One's physical and one's digital. One's pixelated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, if that's not enough, if you're so inclined, if you don't want to see dildos, which, let's be honest, it ain't my cup of tea, but if you're not, so if that's not your cup of tea and you actually want to see a vagina, well, you can see that too, folks, because you're in luck. There's actually a YouTube video up, and I had to show Banana this previously because he didn't believe me. He thought I was.
Did you have to show me?
I had to show you. I had to make a believer out of you. There's a video up where there is an adult actress, okay, as someone who makes adult content, is getting her butthole bleached for an upcoming scene or show, whatever, movie, whatever you want to call it.
Internet Unwind says, was it age restricted? Asks, was it age restricted? And both videos were age restricted. Yes, I think.
Yes.
Were they not?
Yes, they were both age restricted. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the age restriction or whatever, right? But my point is those two videos are still up and going. They're still live right today, where you can see a woman's vagina and her butthole up close. It's
medical. It's a medical procedure. They're educating people.
Hey, what's the name of the video? Just for research.
Just for research purposes.
Get that sneaky link in the DMs for fucking.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Internet Unwind, they're age restricted and they're left up there, and okay, I'm fine with that. I really, truly, I'm not here trying to gatekeep what should be allowed on YouTube. I'm quite the opposite. I'm like, okay, if we're going to allow this stayed up, right, then a cartoon penis that flashes for a couple of seconds or whatever, I'm trying, how do we weigh this out?
It's so weird. I'm having this flashback of an earlier conversation we had about Amaranth, and I'm remembering you saying something specifically interesting at this time now, that you were saying, what was it that? Oh, Twitch can do whatever they want with their platform.
That's exactly right. 100% they can.
They can take away your monetization.
Monetization, yes.
Is so they ever concede your point because you just contradicted yourself?
Nope, I didn't
held on to it for this long.
Hang on.
Now I win the argument.
No, you're not winning the argument, and here's why. Okay.
What's the difference between the pigeon head? Yeah.
All right. So here's the difference. There's there's not really a difference. Here's my point. Can YouTube do what they did? Yes. Are they hypocrites for doing it? Yes. That's my point. My point is these other two videos are up, and I'm fine with them being up. I'm fine with them having an age restriction on there, but they're still left up, right? So if those people I want to have live streams where people can do donos, if they want to have Patreons where people can subscribe to them, they still have a way or an avenue to make money. And I'm fine with that.
So, Internet Unwind is correcting. Speed deleted the clip, not YouTube. He got a strike for sexualized content. YouTube would probably have age restricted it.
Yeah, he's making a very important distinction there. I imagine he deleted it just to salvage some of this shit.
Yeah, because he knew, because he wanted to do a risque joke, right? Oh my god, guys, I'm getting a BJ in Minecraft, haha. Yeah. He didn't know there was actually going to be a penis shown.
Okay,
yeah, so Syrup Them Cheeks says Speed isn't even old enough to watch the age restricted video? Question mark. I don't know what is that?
Oh, Speed is 17.
He's 17, so I don't know how big of a point that is for me. But then again, I'm not somebody that I don't know. I mean, like maybe his parents, you want his parents to come in and lecture him for looking at a Minecraft porn?
All right, so let's be honest about the whole age thing, right? And this was a conversation I had with my wife on this, right? There's nothing that prevents a person who's 12, 13 years old, whatever, can go in and create a Google account, which is what it all is based off of. When you create your Google account, your Gmail account, right? You could say, I'm whatever age you want, right? There's nothing there to verify your age other than you're saying that I'm this amount of age when I sign up. You're not having to produce any type of documentation to back up what you're claiming, right? So 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 16-year-olds, whatever, creates the account, they can go and watch whatever the hell they want to watch. So what if it's age restricted? It doesn't matter, because as long as they say their profile, that they say they could be 12 years old and say they're a 45-year-old man.
You're speaking
woman or whatever.
pragmatically. You're not speaking from a moral, like, because this is going to confuse some people who are thinking more morally right now.
Yeah.
You're thinking pragmatically, like, this is what's going to happen. People are going to use the system. I'm not saying, like, we're not drawing an ought from an is. It's an important thing to say.
Okay.
Like,
all right. So
a lot of people like start frame, and I do it all the time. I
Yeah.
frame the argument as draw an ought from an is distinction, and it's like, no, we're explaining the reality of the situation. So
okay, let me maybe this make it a little bit clearer my stance on this. Back in the day, there was a game that was called Leisure Suit Larry. That was an adult
Great
type game, right?
Great
And it's a
game.
great little
Let's do
game.
it.
It's a fun little game. It had simulated sex and all this other stuff. You never saw anything, right? Because it all happened, behind closed doors or under the covers or whatever, right? But still, to play the game, you had to ask certain questions, you had to answer certain questions. And if you were not of a certain age, you wouldn't know these questions. They were definitely a certain age and older type questions. And this was before the internet. So it wasn't like we could go out here and Google this shit to get the answers, right? So, so they kind of had an age gap thing on that, right? So here's the deal. Am I going to sit here and say 12-year-olds shouldn't be able to create an account saying they're 45 years old so they get past the age restriction? I'm not saying that at all. I think that's up to the parent. It's up to the parents to monitor what their children are seeing or not seeing, whatever. That's not for me to say.
Ooh. You remember our conversation we had about this?
What conversation do we have about this?
Because we talked about this and we said, like, basically, like, that it's like we shouldn't nanny state the internet, like, basically just because there are like kids who are unsupervised by bad parents.
Sure.
We shouldn't have the internet police fucking censor everybody, like, and make sure that, like,
are you talking about like what you're saying is we shouldn't have the Jake Luckies out there that's basically trying to play the internet police, because that's what he's doing here.
I think we should, like, reform YouTube to where it make it more stringent against sexual content.
No.
That way.
Who the hell said that?
No, I don't know. I'm saying that's a possible argument that can be thrown out there.
Okay, listen.
Yeah.
At some point in time, you can't sit there and say, okay, we're going to guard the internet because we don't want minors seeing certain content or hearing certain words or whatever. Okay, again, that's up to the parents to determine, right? Just because
I just hate those parents that are like they're so, like, blatantly flippant about their child's, like, development, that they just, like, put them in front of a computer and then get like fucking like all in a tizzy and uproar on Facebook because they walked in one day and, oh, lo and behold, their unsupervised child was looking at porn. Retarded.
All I could say is when my two sons were at home and was, growing up or whatever, and they were minors, I had certain safeguards that I put into place that did not allow them access to certain things on their computers. I had filtering in place on their, any device that they had that was going to connect to the internet. I had filtering in place. Mm-hmm. It's up to the parents. Here's
a good comment by Internet Online. The whole community tweets clips of things people do with their criticisms. Only Jake Lucky gets called a rat for it. It's weird he never directs it towards the companies.
Well, and you're right, and that's what happened here, right? So he tweets this out. It has a little clip of it, whatever. It shows, as far as his tweet, okay, but. Then YouTube comes in and says, mind showing us the video URL with us over DM. You can also report the content steps here. Okay. Now, I found that interesting because he never tagged him, right? Hang on, I don't want that playing. He never tagged YouTube. He never tagged anybody to do with YouTube, right? So I'm but here's the thing too, though, right? His tweet got 7,600 retweets. It got almost 4,000 retweets, and then it got 106,000 likes. The clip itself was seen 4.1 million times.
Now, here's the thing, though, and I want to make this distinction too before people get too confused. And again, we're kind of like we're jumping way ahead of the narrative here, but like just to put it out there so people don't have a goddamn like autistic meltdown. I do think it's kind of fucked up that like he showed like a dick, and he's like a children's entertainer. It's like maybe you should have had like the fucking like again like it's weird because the comic
tested out the mod first. You should have tested out the mod first.
Yes, so like I really struggle with like in my head going over this because like as a comedian I'm like, oh, do whatever you want, like you should have creative freedom to be as funny as possible, and that was funny. He's a very funny person. But it also like I'm also like some part of me does moralize, and I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't be showing a fucking dick and like sexualized content to kids. But then like again, the comic back to the comic in me, it's like I was a kid before, and I hated people saying that when I was a kid. It's like I can fucking deal with it, So it's I don't know. I flip back and forth in my head on this issue.
Yeah, also too, like Jake Lucky, he's not necessarily responsible if his tweet blows up or not. Like I don't know, because like I could totally see it to where it's like he probably didn't he's not adding YouTube, right? But people who were quote tweeting it probably were, and so that's probably how probably how Team YouTube found it.
It's possible. I mean, that's a valid point. I don't know. So Serp says read the words on the screen to see if that's appropriate for what is it says read
kids.
The words on screen on the clip right now and tell me that's cool for kids. LOL. Blowjob, sex, and strip. So let me ask you a question, Serp. I don't know how old you are, but I'm going to assume, and I know what happens when you assume things, but I'm going to assume something for a second, that you're probably over the age of 16. So my question is this, is how old was you when the first time that you heard those three words?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying earlier. It's like, it's like it's all fine and shit to be moralizing as an adult because you're like more responsible and stuff, but it does make you deeply unfunny, unfortunately. So but like I know, but maybe like again, like and I'm going back and forth on this too. It's like maybe you shouldn't be showing that shit to kids. I don't know. It depends. It's okay. Really, it wouldn't be like a contentious issue. It was cut and dry. Like people wouldn't be arguing about this shit.
Like if he was 18, I personally wouldn't have a problem with it, right? But the fact that he's 17,
the 18, 17.
Okay, hang on.
Mine is so fucking stupid.
Like, I'm just talking in a practical sense, because like we wouldn't really have like a lot of these like I feel like a lot of like the moralizing in this conversation wouldn't necessarily be a thing if he was like 20.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't. No, you're right.
Like dude, you can like look up like the first wave of like videos on GTA, and like there are videos of players going to the strip club, not censoring out the tits at all, and like GTA, like even though it's not really intended for a child audience, got really popular with kids, right? So yeah.
I don't know, like again, Surf and Cheeks call in because you called us hypocrites at the beginning of the show, and it's like, first of all, having nuanced takes on situations it carves out your character overall throughout the period of having like a broadcast. So it's not like I have to be consistent on every single thing. I'm not a fucking politician that's gonna sit here and like say, well, you're a flip flopper. You held this point. Like I did it as a joke to Riveter earlier in the show. Like obviously opinions change based off of specific circumstance, unless you're just a fucking dyed-in-the-wool retard. It's like nuance is available and open to everyone. So I don't know, man. Like call in.
No.
I really want him to call in because he's smart enough to have like interesting points. I keep reading them out because I can see where he's going. But yeah, call in. I'm gonna take a piss. Be right back.
All right.
One of the things that I want to, I guess, kind of address or say here maybe is, if you're playing Minecraft, I think that inherently draws a younger crowd. Period. Right. I mean, I think that, but let's just be quite honest. If you're streaming video games, period, you're going to draw a younger crowd because that's what kids do. They play video games, right?
I mean especially like more like games that are meant for more like teenage or early adult audience, because like with Call of Duty, You know, that has a pretty sizable like children's audience. I know we
Sure.
just mentioned it, but GTA, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, like it's like the same. Like, no matter what you do, there's always going to be a child watching it, even if it's strictly for adults. It's the unfortunate thing.
Well, how do I put this? I'm sure that there probably are younger people that even watch this podcast. Why they would, I don't know, but they probably do, right? But this content that we make is definitely not for younger
Not
people.
for younger audience.
No, it's
Right.
not.
No.
I mean, we're not playing video games. We're sitting here having a lot of times very nuanced discussions about people's behavior and stuff, right?
Yeah,
No.
no,
Yeah,
like a lot of vulgar shit.
Yeah, well, also too, like let's take, like, I think Augie's probably the best example in terms of like a streamer, the YouTube streamer community. Like that dude, most of his audience is filled up with like very young teenagers, and half the subjects he talks about are stuff like assault, rape, several very adult stuff, and like he doesn't like, I'm trying to criticize him on this, but he doesn't take it in a very professional direction. Like, no, he goofs on everything, right?
Okay.
So like,
Okay, so here's the thing, right? We have certain laws in society, and I'm going to speak solely to the U.S. here. I'm not speaking to anybody, in other countries, but in the U.S. here we have laws, right? Like we have labels that is put on the music that you buy that's quote age restricted, right? It's explicit. I can remember as a kid wanting to go buy, back then it was cassettes, it was not CDs, and I would have to try to talk my mom or my dad into buying the cassette for me because they wouldn't sell it to me. I was underage, right? When I was older, 17, 18 years old, but yet still underage, couldn't drink, if I wanted to drink, I still was able to get alcohol, right? Now, that's not to say okay, well, kids are going to be kids, but they are. I think I think you can, to a certain degree, when your kids are younger, you can kind of control what they have access to, whatever, within the confines of your home, right? But the minute that they leave your house and they go to school or whatever, all of a sudden, boom, they're going to be exposed to everything. Now, did the question that is kind of we're addressing here, though, if we can kind of come back to that, is what Jake did lucky? Was it as Keemstar said, is he being a hall monitor? Is he tattling? Is he trying to play, guardian of the internet and what kids see and do?
mm-hmm.
Is he doing that?
It does. Was Jake lucky? So we're gonna do the thought crime thing and try to find out.
No.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
All right.
We're going to try to figure out or what's his name?
Jake Lucky.
Jake Lucky.
Jake Lucky. Yeah, we're gonna figure out what his intent was whenever he was tweeting. We can fucking speculate that Jake was just tweeting something to show displeasure with with what was posted, and that he had no idea. That was just kind of what his take is, right? Like he had no idea it was going to get that popular, and he wasn't going for cancellation. Yes or no?
Well, it's hard to. I think the reason why most people jumped the gun on it was because because Jake Lucky has called out.
I could, but like John, I could see myself making a tweet like this. This is what I'm saying. Like I could like moralizing on a whim and going like, man, what the fuck are you doing? Like seriously? No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted, but finish your point.
I think the reason what I'm saying is I think the reason why a lot of people jumped the gun on it was because Jake Lucky has had prior history with really covering speed before. Now to an extent that makes sense. Speed is one of the biggest streamers. Heck, if we look at YouTube alone, he is one of the biggest. So yeah, obviously, especially with how Speed acts, the outrage and everything that he does. Of course, you're going to get covered, right? But also too, with Jake's reporting, it's led him to get banned from several online games before. I'm not. The only other time he's been banned off a platform was when he was on an Aiden Ross stream. I'm not going to pin that on Jake. I think they Twitch itself just saw the clip and was like, okay, Speed, you're gone. So
okay. And Internet Unwind makes another good comment, and I think he gets what I'm saying, and I get what he's saying. He's saying we have to assume he had intended to imply that YouTube should take action and was subtweeting them to do it. It seems like a lot of steps to assume in both situations.
right.
Capitals to emphasize it, not yeah, we get it. Like I get what you're saying. Like it's like you're pointing out the fact that there's like 3 steps there to that logic train. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's
I'm gonna have maybe a little interesting take here, right?
Okay, let's hear it.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is Jake Lucky's whole
Shtick?
platform on YouTube? What does he do? Do either of you guys know?
He is the he's basically the Keemstar for the esports world.
Bingo.
He covers any event that goes on, even whether it's drama related or not really.
Okay, esports, right? I mean, that's what he covers. He is, you nailed it, Nerdy. He is the Keemstar of esports, right? So Mr. Butt Savage says, great stream, but you really need to fix those reoccurring audio issues. I keep losing track of conversation. Okay, we'll work on that.
That's okay. I'm gonna get a hat for Mr.
Okay.
Butts here.
So he is the Keemstar for esports, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or that type of stuff, right? So, and he's covered the IShowSpeed, the whole deal with the Valorant, right? The big blow up he had on Valorant. He covered that, which wound up getting him banned from Valorant, and actually not only Valorant, but any and all IPs that Riot Games has, right? Okay. So Jake Lucky is doing what Jake Lucky does. Now, here's my question, because if we switch over here and we look at this tweet here from Keemstar, right? Keem says, Hall Monitor Jake Lucky reporting for tattletelling succession via Twitter, trying to cancel young black man because he's winning in the stream game, right?
All right, Keem. I totally don't know what you're doing there, young black man.
Okay, so here's the question.
Young black at heart.
How many times has Keem
said the N-word? Oh, too many.
No. How many times has Keem put out, and called out people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You're gonna play the woke game, Keem? Really? Like you're gonna fucking do that? You're gonna do that optics angle?
I think Keem is kind of trolling when it comes to this. I think he's trolling.
I mean,
no. Jake Lucky. He doesn't like Jake Lucky. Understand this. Jake and Keem has beef going way back, right? so this is not really so much about Keem trying to correct a misjustice or an injustice, whatever. This is an opportunity for Keem to swing at Jake. That's all this is. Jake is reporting news that is to do with gaming, right? Because that's what his emphasis and focus is on. Now, is Jake being a gatekeeper on this? Is Jake trying to say, oh, this is not appropriate for the internet? Yeah, because if you go back and if we look at Jake's original tweet, which is right here, he says, showing getting a blow in front of 90,000 viewers. Come on, man. What are you doing? Okay.
And he's moralizing. Yeah.
He's moralizing, right? So he's trying to say, well, this is not appropriate, whatever. So, okay. So Jake is a little bit guilty of gatekeeping or moralizing, right? Which I'm not ever in favor of. Period. Ever.
Well, we functionally cannot do it anymore. Is because I can't, because I've said so much horrid shit. It's like, if I'm going to, take another step and moralize, it's like, it's going to be very odd Considering like how much I try to get away with.
Well, and the problem is different people have different levels of morality. And anytime you sit there and you try to impose or force your morality, I think there's a few things that we as a human race can all agree upon, right? One, we don't go out here and commit murder, right? We don't go out here and steal things from other people that are not ours to take, right? We don't go out here and just randomly commit acts of violence against other people, right? There's a few certain core things that I think as a human race we can all agree upon, right? But then when you get into certain nuances, and you can't sit there and say, "Oh, well, I don't like this part of because it's overtly sexual, so this shouldn't be allowed for anybody." And you have people like, say, me that might say, "Well, I like to watch sex. What's wrong with watching sex? Why are you trying to?" That's the problem.
I need to close the loop on that logic too by saying, now does Jake Lucky taking a soapbox on Twitter mean he was trying to get IShowSpeed in trouble?
No, I don't think that was it. I think what he did was he was being very hyperbolic or hyperbolic, or whatever the word is. It escapes me. But I think he did it for one reason only. He knows that he will get traction. He knows that he'll get clicks. I think it's obvious we show because he had almost 8,000 tweets, almost 4,000 quote tweets, and over 4.1 million views on this clip. He did it to get attention for him. This was about him increasing his I'm sorry, that's what I think. I don't
like he specifically went out like he was watching to get this guy. I mean, either way.
No. Well, okay, yes, I think there are certain creators that people like Jake or Keemstar, or and maybe not Jake. Well, let me clarify something.
Well, then what are the odds that like he just? Well, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so let me clarify something. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say specifically that Jake's watching, just like I'm not going to sit here and say specifically Keem watches. They have a team, right? They have a crew that watches, and they're assigned certain creators. And so they watch to see if these creators do something or say something, or to give them content to do, right?
Yeah, but sure, and I could see equally. It's like, what are the odds that this just came across his moral radar, and he happens to be after IShowSpeed, but also he would have made this tweet anyway. So like, I mean, I know, I'm giving like we're going over. I'm trying to be the necessary opposite here because like I've mentioned many times, I hate the mind reading thing. I fucking hate it. Yeah. And so it's like I'm not gonna sit here and say like I can say like we know what's up with Jake Lucky. Like we know what his shtick is on YouTube, so we know what he's about. But I'm not gonna play mind reader and say that he's like trying to cancel IShowSpeed. I'm just saying he moralized and boom, got a pop off of it. Cool.
Well, yeah, I don't think he's necessarily calling or trying to signal boost for him to be canceled or anything else. But he was definitely. I think we can agree he was definitely trying to moralize the situation, right? Which
I mean, and to some extent, like I said, I don't know. I could see myself making the same tweet. It's like Jake says, Internet Unwind. I think he implied it was inappropriate for an underage streamer to stream sexualized content to so many people, which is a lame take to an extent. But I can rag on him for that one. Honestly, it's like same here. I might have made the same moral stance, even though like I like to push envelopes and stuff by being trying to be funny. So I have my own lines. So, and I think one of those, like, that's one of them for me. So I find myself flipping back and forth, like I said, because it's not easy to find out. Like, I mean, you can say, it's easy. You're just a fucking morally ambiguous person. It's like, no, it's, I like to be considerate of a lot of different things. So
let's listen to what Keemstar had to say.
Let me get this straight, just so we're on the same page. Speed, a gaming entertainer, is fucking around with like a Minecraft sex mod, right? Making jokes about getting a blowjob or whatever. He's an entertainer. He's doing entertaining things, all right? He's cracking jokes. He's entertaining people in front of like 60,000 people, right? Jake Lucky has a problem with it and says, why is Speed pretending to get a blowjob in front of all these people? But then clips it and tweets it out in front of all of his audience. So it ain't about people viewing this, because if it was, then why is Jake Lucky sharing the fucking clip? What is the point of it? The point is to tattletale. The point is to narc. The point is to get Speed in trouble. Team YouTube responding, hey, we're going to review this and da-da-da-da. Like, I don't know how anybody in this community can support Jake Lucky. I don't know how you can support Jake.
Okay.
I really hate how he like dog whistles to people, the cancellation as well. It's like, I know what you're doing, dude. Can you not? That's how he gets his views. That's how he makes his money. But god damn, bro, you're gonna like he like manipulative in a manipulative way frames arguments or conversations to have a cancellation angle, and then gets mad upset whenever other people do it. Like, I don't know, Ethan. So it's like, fucking shut up, dickhead.
I think another reason too people have problem with it is because like it's not like we've had a situation where it's like streamers. There are a lot of streamers who just don't care, right? And so they do whatever they want on their stream, and they don't bother deleting them or anything like that. As soon as he saw the the Minecraft penis, he knew it violated 2S, and he immediately deleted the stream, right?
Shut down.
Yeah. So I think another reason why people got initially upset was because like the issue is already solved. Speed knew he messed up, and he deleted it already.
So much ado about nothing. Huh?
So here's begs the question there then, right? So, but before I get into that, I want to go back to something for just a second. So King makes a statement that it's not about people seeing the video clip, because if that was really truly the case, then why would Jake clip that and put it out and it was viewed over 4 million times? Does Keemstar have a valid point there?
Yeah, I mean, with that context, it's like if he already so if Jake jumped the gun, or no, I'm sorry, if what's his name, IShowSpeed, if IShowSpeed jumped the gun before and deleted it to eat it off his channel before Jake makes his tweet, and it's already been like a few days since like, oops, I did this thing. And Jake goes on to moralize about it, then sure, I could see that. I'd be like, why are you I
think it was the same day, but he did delete it before the tweet was out.
Yeah, it very much depends on the timeline of that tweet happening. For me to make a firm judgment on what Jake was up to. You know what I mean? Does everyone follow?
Sure.
So it's it's like I said, it's hard to figure out. Other than like you could just take the obvious thing and go, yeah, Jake Lucky was just taking the opportunity to smack, So.
Well, I mean, I guess the thing, but here's the question: who follows Jake? Is Jake's fan base younger, or is it an older audience? Because he's covering esports, he's covering games, he's covering that type of stuff, which I would believe, or my logic to me seems to be that would be a younger audience, right? Because younger people say, okay, what's my favorite streamer doing, or news about my favorite game streamer, things like that. So if that's the case, by him showing that clip or putting that clip out there, is he not essentially highlighting and doing the same thing? I mean, you see what I'm saying? I mean, and then telling him, oh, come on, why would you do this? But then he puts the clip out there to where Jake's
it's uncensored
fan base,
too.
Yeah. Jake's fan base, I mean, is there a little bit of a, I mean, I don't necessarily like defending Keem, because I think Keem is, well, he's Keem. I think just saying that is enough there, but I kind of think Keem has a little bit of a point. The problem is then when he goes into this whole, and he kind of shows his bias, why he doesn't like Jake at the end of his Twitter rant there, whatever, which goes back to what I'm saying. And even with him, I don't think with Keem's whole stance on this whole deal was, it's not about necessarily defending Speed or coming to Speed's defense. This is an opportunity for him to grind, to take a big swing, if you will, towards another creator that he doesn't like, that being Jake. And if you need any more evidence of that, let's take a look at this poll that Keem put out. It says, is Jake Lucky's several attacks on IShowSpeed over the last year racially motivated? And 69.7% of Keem's base says, yeah. So now Keem is trying to label Jake as a racist.
Yeah, I mean, we know what Keem's up to with that. I want to address Internet and Wine's comment. He says, okay, wait, so he deleted it, which means it didn't happen, is the take I don't get. That wasn't my take, by the way, Jake. I don't like that.
That's not my take either. What I'm saying
that's not what we said, but hold on. If I uploaded porn then deleted it, I still uploaded it. It's like saying you apologized, so whatever, it was okay retroactively. Yeah, that's not what I said. I said that it's a lot different if he like had the fucking presence of mind to know that it was wrong and go, oh, oops, and delete it. It's not like he meant to show the dick. It shows that he didn't mean to fucking show it. He was trying to like keep it off the screen. And it's like, yeah, it's still wrong. Obviously, dickhead, don't show to fucking, a cock to kids on YouTube. Like, yeah, that goes without saying. Do I have to fucking say that over and over again? I fucking hate that shit. God,
no, he said, I meant the community. I was just generalizing to be clear.
Oh, well, fair enough. But so sorry. But
yeah,
like,
okay.
it's just,
for a second, I was like, wait, I never made that point.
yeah, I know, but like that's how I read it. So, oops, my bad. But like, still, you see what I mean? Like, I'm like, we're trying to fucking like edge out the gray area and vagueness here, so we can like, we give a clear description of what we're saying. So, I mean, yeah, but also, Keem's saying that Jake Lucky hates blacks, and I don't know how it's not obvious to everyone. Keem's doing what Keem does. So, anyway, what? Yeah.
So I think again, I think it's one of these deals where Jake's original tweet does come off a little bit moralizing, but I don't think it was misworded. But again, trying to read people's hearts or whatever, I just think Jake's seen an opportunity to break what he thought was a story. He kind of had to take a moral stance on it because of the context of the clip. And so he just seen an opportunity to break a story, to drive views to his Twitter, to any, and I don't know if Jake ever made any videos on it or not, but irrespective, he got interaction on his Twitter line, right? So that's, so that in itself, okay. He'd done kind of sort of the same thing with IShowSpeed and previous things with the whole incident with the Valorant and so forth.
I think those, yeah. Okay,
I'm gonna go a little bit further on this. I think Speed, when he did this, I think Speed knew exactly what he was doing. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he does, because in the clip, if you watch, he goes, I can't show this. Whatever. He was hyping it up. Okay, the guy knows how to market and to sensationalize stuff. Look at his history, right? Look at what happened on the Twitch stream, right? I was so bad I'm not even going to discuss it, but it's out there if you guys are so inclined to do so. Then we look at what happened with him on the Valorant thing, right? Now he had some people say some horrific racial things to him, and he blew up, and he said some heinous things as well. Jake Lucky reported on that, and when he reported on that, and when he because again he has eyes in the industry that look at him. All right, that's what wound up getting him banned, not just from Valorant, but from the whole, the devs.
Back to the risks point. I understand that he knows he was taking a risk. But that's the point of like him like that's probably why he's so successful. Is because he's taking risks with being funny on the internet to try to break out of a category and be unique.
Yeah.
It's like there. You can you have to be able to make those risks. That's kind of like an artistic thing, creative thing. But it's like, again, if you know your audience are kids, like this is why I'm so back and forth in my head. It's a yet another example of like why this is so such a non-black and white issue, is because maybe you should have had the foresight to like have that shit ironed out if you didn't want to show a dick on stream. So have the bit ironed out enough to where you could like control it. Yeah. It's like, so did he fuck up? Yes. Was it wrong? Yes. Was it funny? Yes. There are a lot of things that are like nuanced here. It's I'm seeing people being lost.
Yeah,
in the chat.
And let's just be honest about this too, right? Even though he got a what was it, a community guideline strike or whatever off on his channel. Yeah. Let's not mince words here. This is huge for him too, right? That's so he's winning on this too. Right? Because he's playing into because he put out a thing saying, on his Instagram story saying that he's banned and I'm going, which then causes all of his fans to get an uproar, right? So he is milking this as well, right? So he's marketing this to his advantage as well. But that being said, other creators decided they were going to weigh in on and get in on this as well. One of those being Boi DMax. Right. Now, Boi DMax puts out this tweet and this is in regards to a person by the name of Guard Hunter. And he works with Jake and as part of his production crew or whatever. And it says, your bio says that guy with Jake Lucky, and your banner is you guys together. With how much emphasis you put on being partners with Jake in your profile, I assumed you guys were dating, since a lot of couples on Twitter do that. Kind of weird that you assumed it was an insult. And what he's talking about here is because Boi DMax's original tweet was, Jake Lucky's husband says that if you disagree with Jake Lucky's coverage of IShowSpeed, then you're a pedo. Okay.
Lots of opportunities, huh?
Everybody is capitalizing on this, yeah. And so
are we, dude. So
exactly. Are we. If we're going, hey,
we're gonna milk it, baby.
Milk it for what it's worth. At least we're honest about it, right?
Look, I admit I'm a narcissist. That's why I love it when T channels can't stop talking about me.
Exactly. That's the game. All of us are like budding narcissist psychopaths. One of these days, we're all going to cancel each other on Twitter. Don't worry.
Not before I do it first.
And yeah, exactly. So Guard Hunter goes on to say, this feels like some weird middle school shit when if you disagree with them, they tell everyone you're gay. And so Repzion says, that's your takeaway? How about if anyone disagrees with you, they're a predator? How are you this daft? Jake and you both lacking brain cells right now. And Jake says, I can explain. I mean,
that was his original. That was Hunter's original point. Was if you're disagreeing with the way Jake covered this, and you agree with pedos.
Ooh, we have a caller, ladies and gentlemen. Can we pull him in?
Sure, go ahead, pull him on in. Why not?
King Brick, welcome to the show. How you doing, buddy? Good to hear from you,
guys.
Good, man.
This is like everybody's circling the wagons, right? And going up to groups and stuff, right? Figuring out who's who.
Well, we gotta eat. We gotta eat.
Indians, right? That's what it is. Wild, wild west on the internet.
Okay, so Brick, this is the question now. Are you supporting this gay couple? Are you supporting this black man? Are you homophobic or are you racist?
Who is
this what politics and just internet drama is boiled down to? You either support the pedos or you support minorities. Well, aren't pedos a minority? Hopefully pedos are a minority.
Yeah, they are a minority.
I don't know. With the way everybody's going.
Okay, Mr. Girl. Okay, Mr. Girl.
Here on Twitter, we protect all lifestyle choices.
Yes. Oh, it doesn't matter. Well, what is it? We can't. They're not groomers anymore. They're not. They're just teaching kids different Minecraft mods, right?
Did you see that? Did you see that bit I put in the chat the other day where I was like, off topic, I know, but come along. I put the bit in the chat saying I was going to get T-shirts saying that say I'm a groomer.
Yeah, but you have to get the bit has to be that it's not true. Aren't you grooming people to get into the Clear as Mud podcast?
Yeah, it's all a ruse.
You're grooming your audience right now into thinking that you're right on your points.
The real drama is he made the Minecraft sex mod and gave it to IShowSpeed. That's what it is. That's what he's.
Oh my god, we all thought it was John Swan. It was Banana this whole time.
Yeah, I've been working in the shadows, secretly planning for my day of dark ascension.
Speed just could not grab the banana. Is that the racist take right there?
Oh, Jesus.
Don't have Keemstar come and cancel me. I thought that was a little. Is anything that anybody does that they're not, if like they're a person of color and you criticize them, is that racist instantly, or is that just like is this the drama?
It's a badge of honor to have Keemstar call you racist, I guess, because like as long as it's beneficial for Keem, he'll call you a racist and he'll say that
just don't ask him about Alex.
Yeah, don't do that. Because
What, the Alex from Half-Life? You know, I just found out that Alex from Half-Life, Half-Life Alex, is a girl. I didn't know that. You know, agenders and all that stuff. But I mean, you know, you never want to assume.
You didn't want to. You know what? You took the correct path. You didn't want to assume their gender. That's good on you.
It was a video game character. You know what I mean? So who knows?
we definitely want to be respectful of all lifestyle choices, isn't that right?
Nah. It depends on the lifestyle. Anything that's I agree with, you know what I mean? But if somebody else disagrees with it, then fuck them, right? You know what I mean?
Exactly. They're a hateful piece of shit. That's exactly right.
It's what it is. Well, as long as I have the largest Twitter mob, that's all that really matters. Ratio, right?
How dare they inconvenience my existence with theirs?
Exactly.
Dude. Brick is gonna ratio Keffels one of these days.
That's the goal. I'm slowly building a Twitter army. I just have to download the Minecraft dick mod so I could but I gotta do it to adults, right?
What you need to do is start creating content immediately because you'll be very successful. Honestly.
I just need a Minecraft because I want to give you a Minecraft dick skin. Is that inappropriate at that point? Like it wouldn't be a blowjob mod. Just be like just run around like a penis. Well, the creeper is a penis, right? If you want to go into full circle here, the Minecraft creeper is just a penis, a green penis. You know what I mean?
All
I
right,
totally
guys.
agree. And thanks
Top
for the call,
10
Brick. We
Minecraft
appreciate
mods
you.
that look like a penis.
I'll catch you later, man. All right.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Bye. Oh my goodness, I love him, man.
I
Seth
know.
Seth Jurgensen. I hope I said that right, Seth. In the chat, she's one of my poker friends. She says, "I've seen Banana's Minecraft sex mod. It's very detailed. Said he gave credit to Dream. It's true. Yeah, play Minecraft with me sometime.
Oh God. Anyway, so
See, it's much better if you don't moralize it. And we're starting to learn this along our broadcasting journey. Is that if we just have fun and be silly, then we don't have to get all risky. You know?
Yeah, we're a bunch of silly billies, you know.
All right. So before we get into this last little tidbit that I want to get into today, let's just do some closing thoughts, and We'll go around the room here. So, Banana, what are your thoughts on this whole situation?
Again, like in most circumstances, I think everyone's vastly retarded, and I wish that IShowSpeed would have thought a little harder about his comedy sketch and not shown the penis on YouTube. I also think that people who are trying to artistically branch out and be funny should be allowed to do so without having a fucking hate mob after them. Also, I think it was also wrong for him to fucking show that, and considering his audience. So it's like if you want to cultivate an audience of kids, like is it so much his fault that he cultivated his audience, or is it just like a happenstance thing by virtue of what he does, which is like goofy like Minecraft videos or any kind of videos in particular? I don't know, man. I just think a lot of this is mountain out of molehill. You know what I mean? I'm not so up in arms about this. So
yeah. All right, Nerdy, what's your thoughts?
Pretty much the same as Bananas. Yeah, like should have thought that one out better, my guy. Should have thought that one out better. But you know what? Like at the end of the day, this led to a strike on his channel, which is unfortunate. But I think ultimately, like he's still a 17-year-old kid, right? He's gonna learn from this.
The punishment,
and
yeah.
I mean, let's look at it by the books. He violated TOS. He was punished for violating TOS, and more than likely has learned from that. So that way, he can either like plan stuff out better or not, like just avoid this kind of joke entirely.
Yeah.
Okay, so my closing thoughts on it are this. I think Speed, I think Jake, and I think Keemstar are all marketing geniuses. I think it's evident of that because they are the size that they are. They have the viewers, the subs, the clout, whatever you want to call it, that they do. Obviously, I'm an idiot because I don't have that kind of following and I don't have that kind of clout, and probably a good thing because I wouldn't know how to manage it or to wield it. And I think all of them are using this to further their own reach. I don't know if he intended to show the cartoon penis or not. I don't think that matters. I think that's irrelevant at this point. I do agree with the stance. I think it's being made a mountain out of a molehill. I'm kind of glad that it is, because then it gives us something to talk about, which gives us, something to entertain you guys with, and talk about a little bit. The bottom line is this: it's the internet. Don't take shit serious. Period. It's not something to necessarily get your underwear into a wad about. And so speaking of that and getting underwear in a wad, I'm going to segue into this last little thing.
All right.
So about 2 weeks ago, a mutual friend it's more of a friend to Nerdy than to me, but still I consider her a mutual. Xylee did a live stream where she brought this content creator on by the name of 50 Shades of Chest Pain. 50 Shades of Chest Pain is I guess would fall under the umbrella of a tea channel. And he had been making videos on Eugenia Cooney. And some of the statements of fact that he was making was so far reaching. This motherfucker was Mr. Fantastic. I'm talking his arms were reaching far for this shit. And so he comes on her stream. Some other creators such as Nerdy John, Tipster, and Willie Mac joined the stream as well. And they tried to, as much as possible, shine some truth of logic on with this guy, but he was non-receptive. Is that a accurate statement, Nerdy?
Yes, he was non-receptive, and it's where the famous Nerdy salute was created.
Exactly,
and
where the
I'm
famous
guessing,
Nerdy salute. Yeah. So,
and I'll post that to to Banana, so that way he knows what the Nerdy salute is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so anyway,
big one too.
the big one too. Exactly. So anyway, so that stream happened or whatever. Now, unbeknownst to us, and when I say us, I'm talking Nerdy. Now myself has been dragged into it. Willie and Tipster.
Well, you can't help yourself. Let's be real. I mean,
if I see an opportunity to milk a law cow, I'm getting on them tilts and I'm milking the hell out of them. And
you start drinking.
But now sometimes with certain law cows, I look at them and I say, okay, this person really can't help it, right? That's just how God made them, right? And they really can't control their law cowness, right? All right.
Yeah.
So anyway, one of a big, I guess, avid supporter and friend of this 50 Shades of Dumbassery.
Oh yeah. But Banana. I want to tell Banana this first.
Okay, go ahead.
This girl donated $1, just $1, to Eugenia Cooney to ask her if her brother touched her.
Nice.
And if that, and if him touching her, was that what caused her ED? And I don't mean erectile and I don't mean erectile dysfunction. I learned that ED
I care about the mentally ill, and I think I could, help them. I'm going to donate $1 to Eugenia Cooney and ask her the most personal, awkward question I could possibly think of.
Yeah.
What kind of autism dost thou have to think that such a fucking question would be appropriate in any circumstance?
Yeah, like did they expect did they expect Eugenia to be like, oh my god, I'm so glad someone found out?
Yeah.
You know what? That $1 donation, it just touched my soul. I think I'm going to open up now.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So anyway, it turns out that this young lady has a catalog of videos where she has been going after Willie Mac, dating clear back to when he did his original series of videos exposing all these tea channels that were going after Eugenia, and he went in and just poked huge gaping holes into their logic and argument. And if you haven't seen those videos, I highly recommend that you go check them out over on Willie Mac's
Thank you for the donut, Faye. Faye just donated $5.
Okay, well, let's see what hat change. Faye Fake.
Don't read the same.
I'm getting smarter. The old man's wising up, says hat change. Anyway, so anyway, Willie Mack did a whole expose on all that. Go check him out. Anyway, she had some real problems with Willie Mack, even to the point to where she makes allegations that Willie Mack is anorexic and that he and Tipster.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and he and Tipster.
Oh, it gets better. It gets better.
He and Tipster are on the payroll for Eugenia, and that's why they're out here. Yes.
No. Let me tell you. On top of the fact that they're getting paid by the parents and by Congress. On top of that, supposedly the only reason why Willie Mack was defending Eugenia was because he himself is anorexic, and also he is pro. Oh yeah.
Pause. Just come along for a second.
Yeah.
I get when people snap because I'm Tim Farmer myself, so I go down the rabbit hole on like some pretty deep issues. I don't know, like diamond mines in Sierra Leone, what the plutocrats of our nation are doing across the seas in other countries with our tax money.
Yeah.
To lose your mind and go down the rabbit hole on YouTube drama though, that seems a very low rung to go insane over. Like the cost is so incredibly high. There's no chance for reward.
Yeah.
Like what are you doing?
So anyway, this individual came up on the radar, and so I started doing some digging Friday because I was bored.
Oh, do you know why they came on the radar, Banana?
Well, yeah,
I don't know anything about this. Continue.
Yeah, Banana's totally in the dark.
I don't care. I mean, like I care now because it's funny, but sorry.
Yeah.
Right. So randomly, I suddenly, because I was clearing out my notifications, right? And there's a separate on mobile anyway. There's a separate thing for a mention. So like, I know Dave mentions me a bunch of times. Like he adds me on YouTube because like I jump in on the stream, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm clearing it out.
Yeah.
I noticed like this Genevieve Simmons person randomly adds me. I go, oh, that's odd. I don't know who this person is. Okay. I read it out. It says, the fact that Nerdy John chose to do commentary when the community has been dying for a while is beyond stupid. No wonder his channel is completely dead. I mean, I didn't know my channel was alive,
What are you doing? I hate that. I hate those orbiting retards. Like what have you done? Like what have you put together in your life? Like fucking a pile of corkboards with string on them?
Yeah. So like, hey, you know what? I was nice. I was like, hey. So like, I took a quick glance at their content. I was like, hey, judging by your content, you cover a lot of Eugenia Cooney. If you want, I'm more than willing to talk to you. And she has never responded to me, and I'm hurt by that, And then I'm always hurt when the girls don't reply. You know that.
Exactly. Me too, buddy.
So Nerdy sends that to me, and he's like, take a look at this. I'm like, oh, I see an opportunity to have fun because I'm an asshole. So I started digging into this, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna do a video on this chick. Right, I'm gonna make a video on this chick, and Nerdy's like, he goes, let's do a stream. I'm like, okay, cool, bet. When you want to do it, right? And so we throw together kind of an impromptu stream over on Nerdy's channel Friday afternoon, and so we do a little stream, and we are very kind to her. I mean, we point out a lot of the hypocrisies and some bad stances and stuff that she has, but we're just not brutal about it, right? We're just pointing out, how she has some bad takes and stuff. Well, evidently she's got Nerdy on some sort of watch list or something, right? Because we don't mention her. We don't add her. We don't do any of that kind of crap. We don't have her. I don't even think her name is even in the title of the video. Is it, Nerdy?
It's not. It's like because like it's something like I think it's like Auntie Eugenia Cooney calls out Willie Mack,
Yeah.
Like, I don't even really mention my involvement in it. I'm
No.
more like focusing on like the catching stuff.
And so anyway, this chick. So like I said, and we're not real harsh about anything. I think, and Nerdy, I mean, you were there. Was I like harsh towards her?
Not really. And like, I remember like, there was some other stuff that like, that you gave as information. I was like, well, let's focus mainly on like the T channel points, you know?
Look, there was some other things that kind of glared at me, and but anyway, so excuse me, man, I'm getting dry.
No, you're good, guys.
So anyway, so then I get again. Nerdy has to tell me this because this, and I don't know how I want to put this. This bitch goes to her community tab. Now, I would be glad to have a conversation with this bitch via Twitter, except for one problem. The bitch got herself yeeted off of Twitter. Okay.
Banana, she uses her community tab like it's Twitter.
Yeah, her community tab is now her fucking Twitter feed.
Oh, so she has a little following. How many subs does she have?
800.
Like 800 subs.
Okay, so she's like so we're punching up here. Cool. I was about to say this is kind of long-winded for somebody who's like no. Yeah.
Apparently, I was like, even though my channel's dead by her own words, right? I'm dragging her through the mud with my bigger audience.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you are the golden child, right? So,
clear.
Anyway, so this, I'm going to use this word here, and I hope I don't offend. I hope I don't offend any of the young ladies that could be listening. This cunt.
Oh shit.
Says it's so funny how she tags Nerdy John. Planned to drag my name through the mud with the help of his equally pathetic friends like Chris the Narc, which, by the way, Chris gets a tag. Now, Chris the Narc and I followed each other on Twitter back maybe last week because he saw our coverage that we did on Quantum and the whole DMCA takedown that he filed against the Hunter and all that.
I think I remember him in my comment section about the Quantum situation. But other than that, like I had no idea who this was. Like because the pathetic friends. Like I remember like screenshotting this and sending it to you and being like, who's Chris?
Yeah, so I send him a link back to who Chris is, right? And Chris has covered quite a bit of the quantum stuff, but and Chris and I, in all above board fairness, we have talked once or twice in the DMs. That's it. We're not friends. We are mutuals, I guess. We're acquaintances that met over this whole thing with. But anyway, that's a side, and I don't want to get sidetracked here. And she goes, and Riveter. Now, the cunt doesn't even have the common courtesy to tag me, which hurt my feelings.
She knows your name too. She knows the name.
Yeah, Nerdy gets a fucking tag. Chris gets a fucking tag. But I don't, and you know why? I think I figured out why. Nerdy has like you're popping at like what, almost 1,200 subs now, right? Somewhere right in there, right? Yeah. And Chris the Narc, I think he's got like what
2K, about 2K
subs, okay. But my weak ass down here with 82 subs. That's what that whole thing. 82 fucking subs. I don't warrant a fucking tag. But she goes on, a middle-aged, borderline obese creep. Well, let me just set the fucking record straight here, bitch.
And keep in mind, she had to go and find your face too because you did not have face cam on.
No,
when
I did not.
Covered that.
No, so she went out and found my ass. First of all, let me set a couple of things right. One, honey, I'm way past middle-aged. Okay, I'm out here in the retired pasture south of no. What is borderline obese? Nah, bitch, my ass is fat. You can say it, okay? Who should have absolutely no business in stuff like this. Well, now we got a problem. I don't like people to gatekeep things. See, when you try to gatekeep things and you tell me I have no business there, that tells me I 100% have business there. It tells me that there's something there that I need to dig deeper into. And darling, you got my attention, and I'm going to dig deeper. You think we slung mud? No, sister. I'm fixing to, though. Mark my words. She goes on to say, stuff like this backfired so much. My channel's still growing. All you're doing is making yourselves look terrible by being the bigger YouTubers. Honey, the only thing bigger about me is my big fat ass, okay? YouTubers who are bullying, hang on, I gotta extend here, a smaller one for no real reason. You all need to grow the fuck up.
Well, I wasn't really, I think Riveter, I think out of that stream, I was the nicest out of the two of us.
Yeah, Seth
ahead.
Jurgensen says she got cobwebs growing inside her.
Oh, girl, you don't even know yet. Hang on. So Nerdy being the nice guy that he is, because Nerdy's a guy, nice, young, wholesome young man, says, I'm still down to have a conversation with you. Also, who's Chris? Because he didn't know who Chris was. I had to educate the boy. So me coming in with my hot ass, because I'm not nice at this point anymore, because she's called me middle-aged, which I'm not. And I'm too close to fucking retirement to go back to middle age. That number two. And then here's the other thing. Right, so I'm going to just get into this. I'm going to just read my reply here. I said, it would have been nice if you would have tagged me and I didn't have to find out about this secondhand. Secondly, I'm not middle-aged. I'm well past middle age. Please explain why I have no business discussing this, and why are you gatekeeping? Also, what is with the body shaming? Now, that's important, folks, because this chick terminally lives on Reddit. And when I do my videos,
Reddit specifically.
Well, she does a few other Reddits, and sister, I'm going in deep when I do that. And I'm going to I'm going to put all your business out on the streets, because I have it all backed up. I have all of it cataloged, have all backed up, and sister, I'm going in on you. Okay.
You got files on top of files?
I got files on top of files. Also, was with the body shaming, and that's important because she has several posts that she makes on Reddit talking about how she doesn't want to body shame anybody. Well, bitches body shaming me didn't have a fucking problem with it. I said, not very nice there, young lady. I would be more mature here, though.
Go off, King.
Kiddo, and just to give you some solid advice, you need to go out and hang out with some friends. I know you're in a tough spot having 2 separate GoFundMes and spreading your Cash App everywhere. Okay? Tell me what you want. Tell you what, if you will put down your cell phone because you destroyed your laptop, and if you can find any IRL friends that will still talk to you, go out to dinner, and I'll send you a couple of dollars to help with the cost. Deal? Just let me know which of the 2 GoFundMes or the Cash App you would prefer. Oh, and unlike Nerdy, I have no desire at this point to speak to you. You're the typical brain dead YouTuber I've seen a million times on my. And my suspicion is that you don't have the ability to have an honest and productive conversation. Know this, though, lol. I'm going to milk you for all the horde takes, trashy videos. Thanks for giving me tons of content for the next couple of videos.
Ah, well said.
Oh, yeah. And then Genevieve Simmons also says, well, LMAO, these men are so pressed. And then she calls out, she's a T channel. So, like, apparently she's now saying that Black Wolf Company, another like essay commentary YouTuber, got called out for leaking other people's DMs without permission. Oh no, the DM leak. Anyway, but yeah, Banana, this woman also claims that Willie Mac is pro pedophilia and pro racism.
Pray do tell. How the fuck does that make sense? Also, by the way, this is a good time to, since you mentioned DMs, guys, if you ever DM me, your DMs are not safe from prying eyes. If I have to fucking clear some shit up, I will post your DMs immediately. So keep that in mind.
Yeah,
I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that rule either, by the way.
So,
but I wouldn't like fuck anyone. Like, obviously, you know what I mean. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna start some shit, I'm gonna be like truthful, motherfucker.
So here's another one of her community posts says, since she tags Willie back, right? Wants to open his fucking mouth again. I want to remind everyone who exactly we're dealing with. This degenerate needs to be reported. If you can, please flag his videos. He's just like a Nision, a child groomer in the making. So, Not only is Willie Mack anorexic, evidently, he's also now a child groomer, and she's calling for her fan base to flag his videos.
Wow.
And
Buzzwords.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what's her scathing evidence? I'm sure you're wondering, Banana. What's her scathing evidence that he's pro pedophile? It was Willie Mack's take on Turkey Tom's video about Pyrocynical, which, by the way, she only shows the first part of his thread. Because Willie Mack basically said in this first tweet that people really shouldn't be upset necessarily about the age difference, which, I mean, on surface level, I guess that looks bad, right? But then he further clarifies that the reason why people should be upset about the situation is about how Pyro initially dismissed the person in question, right? And how he handled the situation poorly and basically disregarded the person's feelings. That was his whole point.
Wait, is this back during the Pyro French girl shit?
Yeah. So Genevieve's been cataloging on people.
Well, no, it was Ivory. It was the Pyrocynical Ivory thing. I don't know if you remember that one or not.
Yes, they had like the weird furry.
Yes.
But my point still stands though. Like as soon as you get on her radar, she will start looking in.
Oh, look away, sweetheart.
So we got a dono from Ben. Says, don't you dare share our DMs. And he's telling you to bend over, by the way, Banana.
Oh, bend over. I would never share our DMs bend over. Those are a little too spicy for
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, the too romantic.
Lord Jesus.
Sweet nothings. Got pages of sweet nothings with bend over.
But anyway, I'm not for sure exactly, guys, if we're going to do a actual show on this lolcow next week, or if I'm going to be doing it on my own channel and streaming it and what have you, or I may just actually do a full-blown commentary and not do a live stream, but just actually put forth editing. I may actually fire up the old Premiere and actually do a legit full-blown a video on this. I've got right now. I've got like 3 videos in the hopper that I'm working on, or 2 rather. This would be the 3rd one.
So you want to know why she said we were friends with Chris? Apparently, while we were streaming, Chris was doing his own live stream on Twitch, I believe.
Oh, was
and
he?
Tipster called in during that one.
Did he?
So she thinks that this was a coordinated attack that Willie Mack and Tipster sent us out to attack her.
Yeah, I wish.
DEFCON retard. DEFCON.
Yeah.
I honestly wished that I had that kind of contact with people like Tipster and Willie. I don't. I mean,
we're not plugged in. Like, I don't know. Like,
no.
we're fucking like nobodies. We have 181 subs, which awesome, by the way. Thank you guys for subscribing.
Yeah.
But we don't. I mean, like, we don't have those connections. Like, we are like my only connection, and I think Riveter's only connection too is like Tommy C. Like, we're just huge fans.
Now, here's the deal. Do Tipster and I follow each other? Yeah. Do Willie and I follow each other? Yeah. But it's not like we get together in the DMs or in Discord and have these long conversations and rub our dickheads together and make plans. That's not a thing.
No, see, me and Tipster, man. Me, Willie Mack, Tipster, and Susan and Congress. We all plan this out.
Congress.
No, legit. Banana.
I have a direct line to Joe Biden.
Yeah, but these people legitimately think that Congress, with the help of Eugenia's parents, are paying everyone off so that way we can vote. Like we're trying to apparently direct people from the real issue of Eugenia Cooney and make them focus on other internet stuff.
I enjoy like the funnies and stuff, but like there's a certain level where I'm like, you're sick. Like Like I just can't. Because it's so incredibly stupid. Like how could like a cabal of fucking ding dongs on the internet have access to the highest levels of government to prop up somebody like what? Why would anyone invest that much in Eugenia Cooney's online presence? Like I don't know.
Right.
Well,
Something's
and,
wrong with
okay.
your brain chemistry. Go take some medicine.
So here's why. Eugenia, okay. Eugenia is she's the most controversial person I've ever seen on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I mean that. And that's not double talk. She doesn't make controversial content. She talks about clothes and makeup. And yes,
and gaming,
and gaming, okay. And occasionally, yes,
John and I talked about,
you know, and occasionally, yeah, okay, she's had a couple little mishaps where she inadvertently, I guess, shows her underwear or whatever, right? Okay, fine. But she is so talked about. Yes, we know she has an eating disorder, okay. But that's what draws them to him, and they think that this shining these intense spotlights and constantly making content and milking her for content. It's not about they don't care if she gets help or not. This is not one of these deals. They don't care about the actual person. All they care about is drawing that traffic to their channels so that they get views. This guy, 50 Shades of Chest Pains, flat out said that when he was on Xylee's stream.
I mean, here's the thing that like John and I talked about this on our Digging Deeper episode, which by the way, if you haven't seen yet, it's really good. Go watch it. But like Eugenia Cooney, the reason she's so controversial is because her appearance is like her mental illness is shown.
It's on full display, sure.
And the thing is if it, like these things draw tons of discourse because there's serious issues that need to be talked about. Like obviously, like with like that, and I think that Eugenia Cooney is a perfect example of where the rubber meets the road for a lot of different like issues with broadcasting in terms of like what's acceptable to be online. Like it's like right in the middle of like what's okay or what's not okay. Like because she's somebody who should have her full autonomy to be able to be creative online, but also there's a lot of like it's really dark to watch her stream if you have like an inkling of common sense because you're seeing somebody waste away. So it's like what is ethical there? What's moral there? It's a conversation. It's like it's a quandary for sure. Like because it's not obvious.
Okay, but
it's
then
not obvious at all.
You have other streamers, right? Like you have Nick Avocado, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's destroying his body. Food Beauty. She's another one that's destroying her body.
Yeah, and they go after them as well.
They go after them. You've got people like Wings of Redemption, right? Wings of Redemption is another one.
He's functionally has like brain damage because he's ingested so many like chemicals and like so copious amounts of alcohol. It's like so like the people that destroy themselves like either for content or as a result of their lifestyle choices that happens to be also broadcasted with their personality. It's like because that we make the distinction that Eugenia Cooney had the problem before she started broadcasting, so therefore it's not a result of her broadcasting that caused her to become this way. Like, although it is still a problem that's what's also being broadcasted. So it's like, what is morally or ethically okay there? And if we want to have that discussion, sure. But like, I'm just saying, for like context of the greater conversation, it's like there's a reason why it's like people are so fucking weird about it. It's because
on the flip side though, it's really weird that like how much their obsession goes,
It is weird, yeah, because they're crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of it's pathological motivation and not in any way, shape, or form empathetic. Like it's like a weird pathos about like control and nanny state, like authoritarianism. It's yeah.
What initially caused a lot of these like T channels to initially find Eugenia was because Onision would relentlessly make fun of her in his videos. Like he like there was no like faux moralizing with it. I mean, there kind of was, but like it was Onision.
Well, I think that's not entirely generous enough. I think I don't think all of it's faux moralizing. I think some of it's genuine, but most of it could be probably broadly categorized as faux moralizing in lieu of something else that's lurking under the surface. Maybe so.
Seth,
call in. We'd love to hear your takes. Please call in.
Here's the thing, right? So you've got stuff. Eugenia, Wings, Nick, Food Beauty, any of these people that that draw that kind of a, there's no difference between it and the person that's driving down the road and they see a horrible wreck up ahead, so they pull out their camera so they can record the wreck, and then they post it on whatever, Twitter or Facebook or Instagram, whatever. It's like, oh, thoughts and prayers as they show this burning car as they go by, right? It's
Rubberneckers.
people love to watch train wrecks, right?
Well, no, not just train wrecks. People love with the dark fast, they love murder and shit too. That's why so many women. Sorry, I'm gonna say this. It's gonna be real spicy, so buckle up, Buttercup. But so many women love murder podcasts because they have a dark fascination with
one of my friends is literally named True Horror Stories, and she covers murders.
Yeah, I'm familiar with her. I haven't really interacted with her too much, but she seems nice and above board.
Well,
but no, there's a reason people have dark macabre fascinations, eerily dark fascinations, because they're exploring evil. It's in a way that's safe and remote, so you're not participating in it directly, and you're not harming others, but there's a part of you that wants to do those things. Sure, so you explore them, and it's in a controlled way. I mean, and that's, I guess, in some way that's why people look at crashes. Maybe there's a lack of everyone's all sheltered away from tragedy in the United States. That's another possibility, and so they don't see the lack of modern day suffering or exposure to that kind of thing. It makes them weirdly attracted to it. A fatal attraction.
So what you're saying is, if we just pay, if the government found a way to pay for everyone in the United States to go to Africa for a month or so, everyone's curiosity would already be solved.
I mean, yeah, maybe third world country trip.
Yeah.
Look, pilgrimage. There's a show on Netflix. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Look, there's a starving children. They're cannibalizing on their dead father.
Enjoy that. No, their fundamental version of reality, their view of reality would shatter in such a profound way they become zombies. They would just be catatonic because of they don't understand how the world works. That's the funniest part about all of this shit. It's why it's so endlessly comedic. It's because the people that spend their days moralizing about Eugenia Cooney and whether or not she should be on the platform, I don't think they have a good grasp of reality. Because again, we live in a very privileged situation. I'm not exempt from it either. I'm on a beach right now wearing a Corona t-shirt. So, but I think there's a show already on Netflix where people who are otherwise insanely privileged and infantile in their personality, they get to experience the wild or whatever. What's that show? Have you heard of that show? They drop them off in the middle of the forest.
Alone?
Naked and afraid?
Yeah, but it's a bunch of privileged brats. Their parents are just saying "fuck you." You're they're 30 or 25 to 30-year-old people that have just stayed at home, and they wear Gucci and shit, and they're taken care of and fat and sassy, and they just drop them in the middle of the woods, and they're like, "Oh my god, what are we gonna do? Where's the hotel?"
I don't guess I've seen that one, so
you can give it a Google.
Okay.
Oh, Bizarro Banana with $1.
Hey, Bizarro Banana.
Says, I can't stand the sight of blood and I'm running late for my croquet lessons.
There you go.
There you go. All right, guys. I think we'll wrap it up. Thanks for everyone that came in after the initial screw up. That was anyway, we're going to put that behind us and move on. So, thanks for tuning in today. We appreciate you. Nerdy, tell them where they can find you, bud.
John.
I know my channel's dying, so if you want to go support my dying channel, go to nerdyjohn.to2 on YouTube.
Okay. All right. Banana, you got anything coming up this next week?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm in the gym. Find me at the gym lifting copious amounts of weights and trying to get stronger than Jeff Huffman. I'm coming after you, Jeff.
I've been watching you and following your Instagram feed, and I'm not seeing a lot of gym photos. You're going to step up your game here, bud.
Oh, I got to flex soon.
Yeah.
I've gotten some games.
You're going to take John Swan away from him. You're going to take John Swan away from him, dude.
I'll be John Swan's locale. Don't worry.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, so
I'll be a locale sweetheart.
Unprivate the earlier stream. I'll think about it, JFA.
Maybe
I'll think about it.
Maybe it'll be on a blooper reel.
The blooper reel. There you go. So Anyway, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today. And I guess until then, or until next Sunday, rather, keep your powder dry, and we'll see you in the funny papers.
Bye.